Hello, hello. Well, Linda, hello. I'm so glad you're watching. Happy Saturday. Looks like I'm gonna have a bit of a struggle again, as usual, getting started here with my computer. Crazy technology. I think it's time to buy a new computer. Let's see here. Pele, go lay down. Go lay down. Hello, Michelle and Wanda. I'm sorry for the pause here for a minute. I'm trying to get my computer to boot up so I'm able to see comments. Thanks, Wanda. Thanks for saying hello. It helps me to know you're there. I hope everybody's been having a great Saturday. My Saturday was really, really busy. I got up pretty early and was doing some special stuff I needed to do around the house. Hello, Michelle. And then this whole afternoon, I took my mom around town. We went to a couple of craft bazaars, holiday bazaars, and an antique vintage craft thing. Hi, Patty. So it was a lot of running around, and my legs and feet are feeling it. So yeah, I got home just a few minutes ago, got the dog fed, getting ready to jump on and play, and my computer is just not cooperating. So I guess I'll stand up every once in a while and take a peek and hope that I see what's going on. So I am seeing your comments on my computer. You've been cleaning. I would say that my day was a lot more fun, for sure. Oh, hey, it's working. You've been cleaning. I would say that my day was, yeah, a lot more fun than cleaning, but that will be my day tomorrow. Well, most of my day anyway. So I'm excited to play with you guys today, and I don't know if any of you are playing along, but I had put a message out in the group that I'm going to be using, hi Joyce, I'm going to be playing with, now I don't have the what do I want to say, the Advent set, the special set that Kimmie put together for this release, but I have the individual stamps from last year's Advent calendar, which are exactly the same. She just put them in the set for some of you to be able to grab this year. And the first one that I'm going to play with is this Beary Christmas one, which are the cute little bears designed by Sabrina. This isn't showing up very well, so I'm going to bring it up a little bit closer, I think. And that we're going to do something with them. And then we're also going to play with, where did I put it? The darling little hedgehog stamp called Warm Wishes, this little sweet pea. We're going to play with that one as well. And this one is by artist Michelle. And then another stamp set, or another set that's in the quad of them this year, has got the two little bears by Becky. And I'm not going to do anything with those today. I'm just going to focus on those two stamp sets, and then we're going to play with, or I'm going to play with the fantastic layering sweater weather, or sorry, I guess it's ugly sweater, although I do not think they're ugly at all. we're going to play with that, or I am. And then, oh, I'm glad you did too, Patty. Yeah, I didn't get everything last year from Kimmie. I'm kicking myself. I wish I would have chosen to get all of them. I think there were 3 I didn't get, and those ones are not available at all, which is kind of a bummer. So that's why it's fun to get them, because you not only get to play with them, but they're like a collector's item. So I did not get the little kitty with the ornament. That one is in the new set, the new Advent set, the four-pack one. And I can't remember what's the other 2 I didn't get. But anyway, these are the 2 we're going to play with. And I'm really excited to have the opportunity to play with you and show you those. So also I had put in the post, I'm going to see if I can get us a little bit closer here. I had put in the post that since you won't have the ugly sweater stencil, we can play with the, oh, I'm sorry, I hope I don't make you sick while I try to adjust this a little bit. You can play with maybe the Gifts Galore stencil from before. That's also a layering stencil, and it would work well with this, I think. Or the Sweet Snowflakes, because it's got the larger snowflake patterns. So just like similar ideas to what I'm doing, I guess, is the thought process there. Even if you don't have the ugly sweater yet. Hi, Kim. Hello, hello. So I think I'm just about ready here. I'm adjusting my arm on this thing. Let's see. I'm going to wait for a second, see if it comes into focus a little bit. Oh, that looks better, I think. I think we can work with that, right? So let me show you a couple things. I'm excited, like I said, to play with you today. The first card, so I made a couple of different versions, but we're going to play with the second one here. So this is the first version I made, and this is, so I used the Aqua Adventure, which is the lightest bluey green kind of color. Oh, thank you, Kim. And Enchanted Emerald is the darker green, and then Raspberry Rose. I wanted to do kind of a fun color palette. So this Aqua Adventure is on special. It's our ink of the month, and I absolutely love this color so much. It's the most versatile color. And then I also used the stencil on the mitt of the hedgehog. So this is one version. This is the other version, and so again, I played with the stencil on the mitt, but I really love how this one turned out too. And instead of like a solid panel, I kind of tried to do them at an angle and added some fun stitching. Thank you, Patty and Kim. Yeah, so the mitten is so adorable for paper piecing. It's fun to color too. Like you can add your own lines, you can put dots, you can use glitter. I mean, it's so fun. But I thought it was really fun to use this stencil with too. So anyway, we're going to do kind of a version of this. The coloring will be a little bit different, but this is one of the cards we're going to do. And then the other one is this card here, and this uses the polar bear set. And again, using the same stencil, but this time I taped it off. So it's really like if I hadn't added this extra panel, it would be a really easy, beautiful one-layer stencil. So there's that. Thank you. And then also just very quickly, I think we'll try to throw together a tag with the other stamp set from that polar bear set, and we'll throw that together too. So 3 pretty quick little projects. These little images are absolutely so adorable and really very quick to color up, and so is the hedgehog. So I think we'll be able to do just fine. So if you're playing along, I'll try to slow my speed down a little bit so maybe you can color along with me. And like I said, if you were lucky enough to already have these, fantastic, we'll play. If not, you can hopefully grab the set for yourself and have some ideas right off the bat to play with when you get them. And I don't know why you wouldn't want them because they're so cute. Anyway, okay, so let me get my stuff together. I know, Kimmie, I'm always so ambitious, but I think we're gonna be okay, right? I think we're gonna be good. If we need to finish up a little bit later, we will. If I shut up, we could get the project done a lot faster. This much I do know. So, alrighty, let's get going here. So I'm gonna grab, first and foremost, I have a die cut panel for the top piece of this card. I'll leave this kind of off on the side. I don't know if you can see it or not. And then I've stamped once already the hedgehog in the mitten. We're going to stamp it again, but I'll show you why in a sec for the paper piecing element of it. And then I've already got my snow hills cut. Oh, I should have two. Where'd the other one go? Well, we might only have one because I don't know where the other one went. It'll show up somewhere. And then I've got the wonderful stencil, and I am so excited about this stencil. So, oops, it's stuck. Here we go. So you have 2 layers to this stencil. I don't know if you can see this very well. I'm going to try to show you. Maybe it might look better on here. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Look at that. That's pretty cool. So the first layer, I think, and Kim probably demonstrated this earlier today, but I'll just show you pretty quick. That's my puppy walking across the floor. Her nails are so long, it's ridiculous. So it has 2 pieces. So the first piece is the main sweater piece. And then the second piece is all the fun parts to the sweater. I'm going to call it the sweater decorations or design or whatever. And I absolutely adore, adore, adore these cute little cutouts of the stars and the trees and the stripes. I mean, oh my goodness. So that's the stencil. And I've already got a panel put together. So let's see, and I want to do this one on kind of an angle to some degree. So I'm going to grab this first stencil, and I want to find the little Kraftin Kimmie etching so I know where I'm at with it. And I'm going to lay it on here. Let's see here, I want to make sure I'm not leaving a weird edge. So I think I got it. We're just going to rotate it a little bit more. Okay, I think that'll work. We're going to go to town on this, like this. Okay. Superb. I don't want to spend too much time messing around with it because we are going to not show some of the bottom parts. So I'm using this tonic sticky mat, which is not very sticky because I've been inking it like crazy and I haven't I haven't cleaned it off for a bit, so it's not as sticky. So I am going to tape this down just a little bit, but it does help a ton with holding the paper still while you're trying to stencil things. Let's put this one on here as well too. So the other trick to this is that we want to make sure that we don't stencil where we don't want to, but this stencil makes it pretty easy to not do that. And we're going to start with the Aqua Adventure. And I have just a foam dauber and the ink. Oops, I'm gonna probably end up with ink all over myself. Hi, Carla. How are you? All right, so I'm starting with the Aqua Adventure, and I'm just gonna give it a coat. A coat, I say, a sweater, a coat. Ha ha, did you get that? So I'm just gonna give it a blush of color. And I know that I don't want to do all the way across, so I'm kind of creating just an angle. And I am a heavy-handed stenciler, if that's a word, a stenciler. You see what I did there? Ha, good, at least I'm not alone. Thank you, Kim, for humoring me. That was so kind of you. So, and then I want this one here. And you know what? It looks different every time. So I'm sure I'm going to do this, and it's not going to look exactly like my sample, which is totally okay with me. Looks like I shifted a little bit somehow here. Let me fix this real quick. It's funny because my mat is so unsticky, which is so weird that it's not even, like the tape isn't even sticking to it. Very strange. I guess I should have run it under some water first. Let's see here. All right, and then I will put a little bit on this one. And let's see, I'm not going to do this one because I am going to have some snow. So I'm just going to do these outside corners, if you will. Okay? So there's the first layer. which is like, ooh, what the heck is that? But wait, there's more. Oh, it isn't supposed to be super sticky. Well, that's good. I thought I was doing something like really wrong. It does hold the paper really great. And last night when I was practicing, I was holding the stencil better, but it's like, I don't know. It's not really doing much right now. I do think it maybe needs to be refreshed a tad. It sticks great to the glass mat or the table, which is fantastic. So things don't move around a ton. So let's see, next layer. So we just have to, I gotta find the emblem again. It's on here somewhere. And if you lose your way, one of the things I love about these stencils is you're like, oh dear, I can't match up. I'm not sure what I'm doing. You just need to find it on the first layer, and then you know where you're at. And there's where I am. Okay, so that's this sweater up here. And then with some color in there, the lines where you've already colored, you can see the color behind the second stencil. So that helps you line it up pretty stinking easy. I love it. I love how easy that comes together. Hi, Linda. Yes, and it does help with keeping the ink pads. Absolutely it does. You are so right, Kimmie. Okay, so let's grab the next color I'm gonna do is this Enchanting Emerald. And I'm going to just use a little finger dauber on this one because I only want the dark parts, the dark green, to be in the stars and the trees and maybe some of the stripes. And this little tree over here. And let's see, let's make, we'll do this guy and this guy and the sleeve. And daubers, I mean, I love the spacing of this stencil because daubers work so great getting in there and just working in the colors that you want. I think I'm going to put a little green down here. Just add a little difference to the sleeves just because I want to. And then we're going to go here. Okay, and then I'm going to wipe off with just a paper towel the colors. I'm just going to move that aside for a second, wipe off the green, just because I don't want to mix it in real fast with the pink, which is my next color. And now you can see that it's starting to come together even more. Isn't that fun? I love the stencil. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay, let me grab the green. Yes, the emerald green looks so good with the aqua, doesn't it? It was kind of a, I don't know, I thought, let's give it a go. Let's see if we like it, and I loved it. So it was kind of a happy surprise for me. But you know, it looks really, really good too. This aqua looks super good with the Ocean Opulence, which is just a shade darker, and then the lovely Lagoon is really pretty also with this Aqua Adventure. So I just feel it's a very versatile color. I love it. It's one of my favorites, and I'm super happy that it's on special for everybody. So this one is, thank you, Carla. This next color, and I gotta move things just so I don't like drop my ink pad lid or something. This is Raspberry Rose. And so we're bringing in a little bit of the pizzazz with the Raspberry Rose. And I don't wanna, I gotta be careful because I don't wanna, oops, I just dropped something on the floor, but that's okay. I don't wanna get where I don't want it on my actual card base. When you do things at an angle, that's something you have to kind of watch for, and it's often something I remember after I have gone outside the lines. So again, I'm just using a finger dauber, and you can put as deep or as little color as you want. So if you are using the gift packages, same idea. If you're coloring along, just kind of tilt them at an angle and do your different layers, right? I think the color combo will work great with those as well. And then, of course, if you're using like the Sweet Snowflakes or one of the other ones where you can use different colors, again, just tip it so that really what you're doing is just getting a piece of the stencil and at kind of an angle, just kind of creating a little bit of interest rather than straight on. And we'll see how it looks when I get done here. Close. See how quick this comes together? So I have to be careful that I'm not gabbing with you and I forget that I didn't want to color any further than this one. So I just need to pay attention, check out what I'm doing here. Oops, I went over the green, but that's okay. It is, I guess that's why they call it an ugly sweater, in case you're the person coloring it along and you aren't paying attention to what you're doing and create black, but no, it's not really black. Okay, and I'm just gonna grab this green and go over it a little bit more. And this one up here in the corner. Okay, I think that's it for that one. And close the lid so I don't drop it on something else. Let's see what we got. Oh, isn't that fun? Ah, darn, I got a little bit dark there. That's what you get when you're gabbing along, but that's okay. I like it anyway. Okay, so that's that part. How easy was that, right? So then this is gonna go on the bottom. This is the snow, and our hedgehog in the mitten is gonna sit on here. So let's just shuffle that aside for a minute. Thanks, Kimmie. And I wanna show you something about this. Now, a couple things I wanna tell you about this. It's a super fun image to paper piece. Really fun and very easy. Very, very easy to paper piece. So if you like to do that, it's a great stamp for that. Here's what I'm gonna do. So I have discovered our Kraftin Kimmie Wicked Black ink is so fantastic for so many things, for all mediums, for, you know, water, Copic, markers, zigs, colored pencils. You know, it takes the inks really well, but certain papers, and this particular paper that I am using, when I put a really light ink like the Aqua Adventure over the top of the Wicked Black and I rub hard, sometimes I get a little bleeding of the black, and it's because the paper, it's not the ink, it's the paper. The paper, it's just weird how the paper holds the ink, right? So because I know I want a mitten to be the green, before I'm gonna just color some green over here. And then I'm gonna stamp over it so I don't get that weird bleeding that I got last night on this paper. It's kind of a, I don't know, it's almost like a soft texture. I don't know how to describe it. I think it's a hammer mill of some sort. So anyway, so let me go back to my Aqua Adventure ink and my dauber, which I dropped on the floor, and Lord only knows where it went. Let's see. Here it is. Okay, so I kind of know where I want. I'm gonna stamp this again on my Misty. So I know that over in this area, pretty concentrated, is where I want the ink. So I'm just gonna start laying down some of this green ink over here. And then I'm just gonna use my plastic. Yeah, when you mix it and smear it, it activates the other ink. You're right, exactly, especially the lighter colors. I have not noticed that with the darker colors and the Wicked Black. And I've also not always experienced it with different papers, but this particular paper I have experienced that with. So I only mention that because this Wicked Black ink is so fantastic. And if that happened to you, I wanted you to understand, or know that that experience has happened, and not to feel like it's the ink's problem at all. So yeah, so that's why I'm going to do it this way. It's just a little trick that I learned, and then it does not, once I stamp the black on top of this, it does not bleed into it, which is really great. So let's see if I got it close enough. Yep, it looks like I'll be good. So I'm going to set that aside, and I'm going to grab my little mini Misty here. And I'm going to, so this paper is like 3 inches maybe, yeah, 3 inches wide by I think 4 and something long, but if you'd cut it like 5.5 long, it would fit perfectly in a small Misty. So I've already got my little stamp in there from last night. So I'm just gonna lay this down here in the corner. I'm gonna double check before I ink it up. And I can see that when I stamp, it's gonna fit perfect. Now, I don't care that this part is bleeding into what I inked because I am going to cut it off. So I'm not worried about that, okay? Actually, I'm not gonna cut it off. I'm gonna cut something else off. I'll show you. But anyway, I'm not worried about it, okay? So, yeah, so you know what I mean, right? Haha, even though I'm not saying it correctly. Okay, so let's get this stamped up. And normally you don't have to do this multiple times, but unfortunately I'm super lazy apparently lately, and I haven't re-inked my black pad, which is a bummer. So I just have to do it a couple of different times so that I get the depth that I want. And then I'm just gonna make sure it's pushing back down there. And that's not bad at all, actually, but I do want it to be just a tiny bit darker. So I'm just gonna do it again. And I have one of these really fantastic, oh, I don't know what they're called, you know, like stampy tool things. Instead of using your sleeve and your wrist, you run it across there and it's supposed to save you. But, you know, I set it places and I don't know where I put it. And so, you know what, my wrist and my sleeve are always with me. And so, ta-da, there we go. So now, let's take, well, I've got my stamper out. Oh goodness, where did I set it? Oh, here we go. I'm just gonna go ahead and pop this up here and put the sentiment on, the Warm Wishes sentiment, just so that I have it done. I might as well while I'm doing this. And let's see here, I set it somewhere, here we go. So Warm Wishes, and I know I just want it down here in the corner. So it's hard to tell what I'm doing upside down, but I'm gonna go with it and pray to the good Lord that I got it fairly straight. Like, what's it Kimmie says, flying by the seat of my pants? That's what I'm doing. So I'm gonna ink this up again with the Wicked Black. And wrist and sleeve technique. Let's see how we did. Not too bad. One more. Tomorrow, you guys, if you're in the Kraftin Kimmie Club and you've received the kit for this month, you get to talk to me twice, because tomorrow I have a really fun card, and I hope it's not super ambitious, it's just one, but we're going to use the stencil that you got and the stamps that you got, and I'm super excited to play with you tomorrow with that too. So okay, so we're prepped with that guy, we're ready with that. Now let's grab our hedgehog. Where did I put it? That is the question of the day all the time. Where did I put it? Oh, here it is. Okay. So now what we're going to do is bring our stencil, well, let's color. I know this is the face that I want to put over here. So let's color. And for the top of the mitten, I used an RV34. I'm using a W7, a W5, and a W3 for the hedgehog's face. Maybe a W2 as well. You love spending time with me. Thank you, Kim. So tomorrow, let's see, oh gosh, I can't remember. I want to say, oh, it's either the same time, oh, like 5 or, 7 Eastern, or it might be 6 Eastern. I'll have to look. It's one of those. I don't remember. That's terrible. I'm sorry. Okay, so let's color the hedgehog. I got to get my glasses on so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, Patty, that's so nice. Thank you. You guys are good for a girl's ego, let me tell you. Okay, so let's start with the W3. And I almost opened the wrong end again. So I'm just going to come in here just a little bit. I usually do dark to light, but I kind of, when I was practicing with this last night, I found that I got too heavy-handed with the dark right off the bat. So I'm just going to come in here first and get around the edge. This is his ear, or her ear. And then I'm going to follow up with the dark. I just wanted to have a baseline. So this is W5, and I'm just very, that was first W3. I'm very sparingly putting a little bit of the W5 in there. And a little under here. And just a bit there and there. And then I am going to grab the W3, which suddenly feels like it's drying out again, and I'm just going to pull that out just a tad. I don't want a harsh line, but I don't want it to be super dark either. And then I'm going to grab the W2 and blend out the rest of it. I think this is its ear. I colored it as its hair before, but I think that's the ear, the other ear. Okay, oh, I forgot the arm. We got to do the arm. So grab the W5 again and just put a bit of that in there. I don't want to go too heavy. And W3. Every time I say W as something, I want to say W1040, WD40. I don't know why. There's W. I like the W series. They're just that warm browny gray. I just love it, actually. I actually wasn't sure how to color a hedgehog, so I looked it up on the internet because I'm like, well, I wanted to be kind of realistic, and it used to be that coloring animals really intimidated me, but with whimsical stamps, what I love about that is it doesn't have to look like real life, right? And it's still fun. They're meant to be cute. So, but anyway, I did look it up because I wanted to see kind of how the coloring should be. Oh, thank you, Carla. Thanks so much. You were playing bingo with your markers. Okay, so this is sorry, let's go back to the W5 for a minute so I can do the quills. And because quills are pokey and wild, I am kind of following the starting line, but I am not at all paying attention or worrying about if my coloring isn't perfectly straight. I don't care if it doesn't look like hair necessarily, because it's not. It's quills, and they're pokey and they're wild. And so I am just filling in some color. I'm literally just filling it in. And little bits of white, because according to the internet, you do the same with the internet. Yeah, you do that a lot. Google what you want to. Yes, yeah, that's a great idea, Carla. Like, I don't know why it took me so long to catch on to that, but I love it. It helps me so much. Okay, so this is W7. And again, I just want a little bit darker around the face. So I'm coming in. I am being a little careful because this is a super dark W, and I'm just filling in some of the darkness so that it, again, and this one I'm doing a little bit longer streaks for the quills, although they're not a porcupine, right? But they do have little quills, little pokey quills. So there we go. I got it. I love it. Okay, so now what? The top of the mitten. And so this is an RV34. I tested lots of different colors with that raspberry rose, and this was the closest one that I found to the raspberry rose. I like to try to match as close as I can when I color with Copics to the inks that I'm using. And honestly, it really shouldn't be a big deal as long as it's in the same color family. But I remember a long time ago when I was fairly new, you know, when I think about it, it shocks me that I've actually over time been with Kimmie like 7 years, I think. I did take like a year break at one point, but I think it was, I don't know, maybe the second year I was with Kimmie. It was a long time ago, but it's funny how people's negative comments really stick with you. And I had made this card that I was really, really proud of. I really loved it and I thought it was really cute, but I didn't have the right green to go with my paper that I had on the background. So I went with one that was close enough, or so I felt like, and posted it in all the places that we post things. And someone made the comment of how it would be such a pretty card if only I had paid more attention to matching the right green. And I was just absolutely crushed. Like, I can't tell you guys, it's silly that hurt my feelings so bad. I mean, it wouldn't hurt my feelings now. I'd be like, yeah, whatever, scroll on by. But I was new and learning, and it really crushed me. And I would never, ever, ever say that to someone. And I do not pay attention for other people at all. Like, if you get it in the same color family, voila, right? So this was the RV34, which is very, very close to, I'm sorry, that was sort of a bummer story to tell. I'm so sorry. But anyway, just one of those things. I mean, I guess it's one of those, so for me, it really taught me a great lesson to say, how I knew how that made me feel. So I would never want to make someone else feel that way. And so you just have to flip it that way and take the positives, right? So this is just 100 marker. Yeah, who do you have to hurt? You know what? It was so long ago, Kim, I don't even remember, honestly. And yeah, it's just weird that it stuck with me. So hopefully, we never ever do that to others, right? That person must have been having a really awful day. So, okay, so this was just 100 for the nose. And okay, so that's done. Now, let's finish this because this is the fun part. Oh, you would remember? I don't know. I doubt it, Kimmie. So here, let's see. I think I want to put a Christmas tree on this one. You saw the stripes, which were really fun, but in the essence of my being so aggressive with how much I want to do today, I'm not going to do those, but I could always show you that separately. But really, I just used like the widest band on one of the sweaters and laid it down and moved it up. But I'm going to do a Christmas tree, one of the Christmas tree images, because it fits so perfectly on there. So I'm just going to lay that on the mitten, and I'm going to grab my tape so I don't accidentally tape something I don't want in there. No, I have some more tape somewhere here. Oh, here we go. I'm just going to do it this way. I just don't want to mess it up. So because I've got it on an angle, typically you would not have to tape this off as much as I just did, but I don't want to have spent the time and then screw it up, right? So this has already got lots of that pretty enchanting emerald ink on it, so I'm just going to work it in there. And if I feel like it's not dark enough, I can always grab my ink pad, but honestly, these daubers do hold quite a bit of ink for quite a while. And I'm just going to get it on there. Swoop it in there. Okay. Pull that up. And ta-da! Is that cute or is that cute? Right? I love it. I love it, I love it, I love it. Okay. So, let's see. So that's done. Now, we just need to do a tiny bit of fussy cutting. I'm so sorry. I know we don't love it, but this is really easy to fussy cut. First, I'm going to cut this part out, and I'm going to leave the part that's colored on there because I'm going to put this on top of it so that it actually looks like, sorry, I'm not on frame here. I'm going to cut this whole thing out, and then I'm going to cut just this colored part out and glue it on top of there, and that way it pops it up just a tiny bit so that the edge of the mitten, you know, like when your mitten rolls over, then it, you know, sticks out above the rest of your mitten. So I'm just going to cut it out, and I'm going to try to go pretty close to the lines because I'm paper piecing, and so I want to keep that in there as much as possible. And also because, you know, I scribbled all this ink around the outer edge, so obviously I don't have a a white edge to leave anymore. And so here's the other trick, and Melanie showed us this. She showed us it more than once, but in a recent class she taught, she shows you how, she cuts really close to the line, and then if you cut a little off of the line, she takes a black marker and fills the line back in, which I can see that's probably what I'm going to have to do here because I'm seeing I'm cutting some of this black line. But I have kind of a trick to show you, and hopefully it's going to work live like it worked last night for that, because I've had a few boo-boos in the past with trying to add the black line after I cut, and I found something I think works. So I'm just going to come in around here and not worry about all the little quills that are sticking out, because this is my layering piece, right? I'm getting better. I think it takes practice, and really sharp scissors makes a difference. And okay, so there's that, as well as patience when it comes to fussy cutting. I see I have a big white spot there, so I want to trim that off before I put it on there. Okay, so there's the bottom part. And then now we're just going to come and grab this part. And what's fun is you can use this. I'm so funny about things like this. It's like, oh my gosh, it's just killing me. I stamped part of this mitten and I'm not using it. What am I going to do with this mitten? I can't throw it away. I got to find a reason to use the other half of this mitten. I should be able to tuck it in a little corner of something or whatever and utilize it. And I probably will later. I saved the other mittens from the other ones too. I think that's me channeling my grandma, who used to actually take her plastic straws home and wash them and reuse them. So she was way ahead of the game before it ever became an issue. So again, I'm just cutting right along the black line. And this would work really great too with the no lines technique. Because you wouldn't have to worry about trying to line up your black lines with everything. So I am going to try to keep a little bit of the quill here because it does show on the card. And so that's okay that there's some white in here a little bit. I'm just kind of flipping and rotating my paper. All right, we're almost there, peeps. We're almost there. I'm sorry, I know it's just like watching paint dry to watch somebody fussy cut. But you know what, actually, I say that, but the truth is, every time somebody says that when they're teaching a class and they say, oh, I'm so sorry, it's so awful to watch me fussy cut, I actually really like watching people fussy cut. Yeah, tuck it in at an angle. You're right, absolutely, Patty. Or up in the corner on another design. Used to iron or use wrapping paper. I knew a lady that did that too, Kim. I did. That's so funny. I'm sure they were probably from the same generation. Not that that's bad. Okay, so let me show you this trick. So this is the 100 Copic marker. And what I found was when I tried to go around an image with this tip, because I'm sort of a hard presser, it will flex. And I often end up with a line accidentally going off the edge that I didn't want to happen. So this works better, and I'm hoping that this still works because I'm on live, but let's see. Because this is much more solid, and I feel like I have better control over it. So I'm just running the I guess this is called the chisel end, right? Is that right? The chisel end around the edge of this image, just to fill in where I whacked off some of the black, right? And just give it a more cohesive look so I don't have any weird little white parts that I don't want. And it works so much better for me to do it that way. I don't know if that will help you, but I cannot tell you how many times I've gotten just about done outlining an image with either a black Sharpie or a black marker or even this Copic in the 100 color. And then just toward the end, the paper and the marker flex and I'm screwed. Oop, I mean, I'm in trouble. And so then I am all mad because I've just ruined it. And then I'm trying to figure out how I cover up that boo-boo. So I really love this tip of doing it this way. Okay. So anyway, I hope that was a useful tip for you guys. Pardon the language. So here we go. All right, we're just about there, right? Got to go a little bit under here, a little bit right there, and we're good. Ta-da! I'm so excited about that. Okay, now we're just gonna glue this on top of, oh, I see I missed a spot. I didn't see that before. I grabbed the right end here. And I like to put like a black gel pen on their noses. I love that. I think that's really cute. So let's see, where's my glue? I'm gonna glue that on there. I didn't get my pin in my glue all the way the last time I used it, and it's a little bit sticky. All right, so I'm just gonna lay this right over the top. And by having that other piece, again, two things are accomplished. One, I know where I need to line it up just so that it matches. And two, I don't have to, and I have that little, it's the tiniest bit of dimension that pops out. So I really like how that works. All right, now let's grab our base, and we're just going to quickly put this together. I may not fully put the second one together just in the essence of time, but so like I said, I've pre-cut and we have stamped already the sentiment, and I'm just going to line this up on the panel. And then I'm going to, oh, well, in my other card, I popped the hedgehog up with foam, really super thin foam, but I didn't grab it. There's always something I forget in these lives. I just don't know why I can't always remember all my stuff. So I'm just going to use glue, and I'm going to look where I want it. I want her right kind of about there, mostly in the snow. Okay, there's that. Oh, I got stuff sticking to my elbow and everything else. Okay, and then all we need to do is add this to the white panel, and there's one card done. So another thing you can do that's really fun is use like Wink Stella and go in and you know, make the sparkles on the images. And actually it looks like I could have made that a little darker, so I'll lay it on there later and add a little more of the green so it's a little darker. But that's the first one. And that was really fun, right? So the second one, we are going to use the stencil and this radical rectangle. Oh no, I don't know. Do I want to do the radical rectangle? Yeah, let's do the radical rectangle. But we're going to, I lost my train of thought completely. But we're going to tape it off. This is the smaller rectangle. I'm going to try this and see how it works. On my other one, where did it go? I did a whole panel all the way down, but I wanted to see what it might look like with a little bit smaller panel. So I'm going to use this Radical Rectangles stencil. Oops. And I have no idea. I can't tell for sure if I'm straight or not, but I'm going to wing it. I'm going to hope that I am. And if I'm not, it's handmade and it's still going to be really cute. And I'll probably find some way to cover up my boo-boo. So there's that, and we're going to do this. Let's see, I need to peel some piece of that off of there. Thank you, ladies. Let's see here, just so we don't go over. I don't want to mess up my card. Oops, 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 okay. All right, here we are. So first layer down, right? And then I'm gonna grab the, oh, where did I put it? The base layer of the sweaters again. And I'm gonna try to get 2 of the sweaters, you know, as close to fully in there as I can. I think I can do that. That might be kind of cute. So just gonna lay them on there. And then I'm gonna grab, again, I'm gonna start with the Aqua Adventure. Sorry, when I reach my hand across there, it kind of is distracting, isn't it? I apologize. Aqua Adventure and my dauber. All right, and let's fill this in. I love that the first layer can be so fast because you don't have to mess around with anything. You just color. You're like, woohoo! Color in, color in, color in. And I've taped everything off, so if I get to chatting, I don't screw it up completely. And so same idea, right? This one might not work as easy. I mean, you can tape off a section of the Gifts Galore, but the snowflakes would be so cool. That Sweet Snowflakes is one of my favorites. It's an older one, but I pull that one out a ton when it comes to winter cards and winter creating. So there's the first layer. And the second layer is coming right up. And so let's see, we just need to match up. Oh, I did it again. Let's see, I gotta match up my layers really quick so I know where I'm at here. I think, oops. Oh, I think I might have put it on there upside down. Go figure. Let's see. Here, I think it's this one. Yeah, there we go. Okay, found it. So again, the colors behind helps you know where you're at. And so there we go. I'm lined up again. I'm gonna start with the darker green and get that in there. Again with the sponge dauber. Let's see, here we go. We're gonna go green, green, green bean, and a star. Okay, and then we're gonna keep, oops, I do have some other over here, so I'll do this part green down here. Forgot I had that. Just checking myself to see if I'm missing anything here. Looks like I'm okay. Good, okay. So then I'll just give that a quick wipe off, and then I'll do the raspberry rose. I'll line it up again. See, I didn't get in there all the way. Sometimes when you double layer your stencils, you do get a little bit of extra give. So that's what happened to me because it adds just a tiny, tiny bit of extra dimension, I guess, in certain spots. So, but just keep that in mind. And it's easy. You just lay it right back down and you go again, which is what I just did. So now let's grab the raspberry rose and the dauber for that. Let's make sure we're where we need to be on the stencil. Okay, looks like we're in good shape. I'm trying not to get my fingers in the ink. When you work with a white card base too, inevitably somewhere I end up with a colored fingerprint somewhere. It just happens. It's kind of crazy, but it happens. So this one, I don't know what that is. I think that's the collar of that one. it looks like I just have one more spot to go. I think I got it. Let's see. Oh, I'm a little off, but you know what? It is an ugly sweater, so we're going with it. I couldn't really tell what I was doing. Ha! Wow, the collar on that one's way off. Let's see, I'm gonna add the collar. Let's just extend the collar down. It's just gonna have a bigger collar. This is also an easy peasy fix, right? This one's gonna have a thicker sweater collar. Huh, there we go. There we go. I'm okay with it. It's funny, I like it. It cracks me up. So one thing you can do too is if you know that your markers are you know, close color, you can kind of fill in where you go over, but I actually really love how funky that is, so I'm good with it. I'm gonna be just dandy with it. Okay, so I really do want to see what somebody does in the sense of making it an ugly sweater, because my brain just really struggles with calling it an ugly sweater. So let's see the magic reveal here and what it looks like on the card base, how we did that with the rectangles. Look at that perfect little like inset. It gives it so much dimension, but there is no dimension. Isn't that fun? So, oh boy, okay, I hope I remembered to bring paper to stamp on. I probably didn't. I may have to take a quick run into the bedroom here, ladies, so that I can color these images quickly. This tag, let's just grab this tag really fast and let's do, let's just put a couple sweaters on this tag. We've got it here. Let's do it. I don't want them to be super dark, so I'm gonna go with whatever ink I get off of my dauber. And sponge daubers do not hold the ink like brushes by any means, so actually I may not be able to get much. I just wanted a hint of color. I don't want it to be overpowering on this small tag. And then we will just color, oops, one of the images. So yeah, that's real light and I like that. And then for the dark green, what I can do there, oh crap, let's see, I gotta get the right, where was it? Is it this guy? Okay, there's that guy. I gotta line it up right this time. Oh, I had it, okay, very good, okay. So, but it doesn't seem like it's lining up correctly. What did I do wrong here? Well, I'm gonna do the first one. Where's my dauber? So if I don't want it real dark on this dauber, I'm just gonna go super light and I'm gonna just keep it, this one all green. Let's see, how'd we do? Oh, cool, it's soft, I like it. Okay, then this one here, no, let's see here. Is it this guy? It's so light, I made it so light, now I can't tell what I'm doing. Good Lord. All right, well, anyway. So then the bear is gonna go down here. I wanted just one sweater on there so that I could put it on there and then have the sentiment down here. So that's actually perfect. Got a little bit of color. I could find this one and put it down there, have the green in the corner and then put the sentiment on there. So I think that's what I'll do. I just gotta figure out which one it is here. Sorry guys, I kind of messed up. And now, of course, I'm going to want to do, aha, I got it. Look at that. I did it. I'm so happy. Okay, so I was really close. I just got to pull it off there. There we go. Here we go. Yep, okay, and then I'm going to keep this one. That is not the right one. I don't understand why that's not working. There we go, because I needed to be at an angle. Okay, so I'm just going to color this one in really, really light as well. And again, I'm just using the 2 greens. There we go. There we go. And then the other 2 I'm going to leave just in the background. That's cute. I like that. And then we can put the sentiment down here. We'll add some ribbons, and that will be the tag. Isn't that cute? I have some ribbons. So that would be the tag. And what I like to do, and you know what I also love about our inks and the stencils, is that the color doesn't come through. Look at that. It's solid white. You don't have to double layer it to cover up on that. And it's perfect for putting your message on the back, which is what we can do as well. So there's that one. Let's color the image, but I'm so sorry, but I do have to go get a piece of, nope, I got it right here. Woohoo, I got it. Okay, so I thought I had pre-cut that. Oh, thanks, Patty. I kind of like the soft colors too, and that's weird for me because I am a bright color girl. Like that's my go-to. I like the brights. So I have but I really do love that soft aqua with the pops of the darker green and the pink. So I pre-cut the circle that I want this little stamp in, and I'm way off frame. I'm so sorry. Here we go. Let's try that again. And so I'm just gonna, I'm going to ink this up real quick. I can find my black ink, and this one is super quick to color, so we'll do that. I'm gonna probably have to do it twice, I think. Yep, because of my ink. Okay. Use the sleeve and wrist technique, and ta-da, there we are. So, Smarty Pants stamp set is back. I made myself a note so I wouldn't forget. Okay, now we're just gonna color this up quick. And for the polar bear, I chose a W1 and I think a W2. Yep, W1, W2. So I want it to mostly look like a polar bear. So I'm going to come in first with the W2, and I'm just going to add a really soft line around its face and nose. My hands are shaking all of a sudden. It's hard to color when your hands start shaking, and I don't know why they are. Let's see here. Around the feet. So just kind of giving it a little bit of an outline. This back leg is kind of in the shadows a bit more, as I imagine this part is. So I'm just going to give it a bit more color. My goodness. Okay. Wow, my hand is really shaking. Okay, now I'm going to come in with a W1 and just go kind of right back over where I was. And again, it's a really light color, but I'm not going to focus on the inside of the bear's face. I'm just going to kind of give it some around the nose a little bit, or its body, because again, I want it to mostly read white, but it has to have some color because polar bear fur, I don't think is really truly completely white. But again, you could color it purple, and if you had the right other things with it, it would be adorable. It doesn't have to look like real life. Okay, so there's that. And then the nose I made black, so I'm gonna grab my black and try to get the right color, or right end, I mean. There's the black nose. And then for the elf's outfit, I used a combo of G09, G05. RV34 and BG10. So I want the palm on the bottom to be the pink. So I'm going to do that first. And it looks like I forgot his tail. So I got to grab my W1 and fill in the tail. A little more blending out here. Okay. And sometimes too, what I do, like if I feel like I left too harsh of a line, is I grab my my Copic 0 and blend it out a bit more, but that's in the bedroom with my other colors for tomorrow, so I'm not gonna worry about it. So pink palm, and then I know that I want the rest of the hat to be the two different greens. So I'm gonna start with the dark green. I'm gonna do the G09 on the bottom, and then I'm gonna do every other part. Oh, I should have colored the skin first. Hopefully I won't get a bleeding of the greens. And then I'm going to fill this in. This is the G05, I mean. Okay, just a tiny bit lighter. I'm not truly paying attention to light source, really, at all. Huh, let's be honest, not at all. So this is the BG10, which is really, really close to the Aqua Adventure. So I'm filling that in. This one is so quick to color, you guys. I mean, it's just adorable. So is the other little bear, but since I already showed you him, we're not gonna color him. He's so super easy. Like same thing, use the W series and then literally dark green, light green, and the RV color in there. That's how simple it is. But let's do the face real quick. The inside of the ears, I did an EO2 for the bear. And the face on the elf, I chose a 53 and a 51. Huh. I just realized on my sample card I didn't color his hair. That was silly. I don't know how I missed that. Okay, so this is the E53. And he's got a little tiny hand right down here. And then we're gonna come in with the E51 and we're just gonna blend that down and in. Just a minute, Pele. I'll let you out in a sec. And the little hand. And I might as well grab my EO2 and give this cute little elf just a hit of the color, just a tiny bit of pink. I don't want it to be super pink, but just a little bit. And then I can blend in again, just a bit more. I don't want a harsh line. All right, so 2 secs. I gotta let this dog of mine out. Go, 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 go. Okay, let's see, where were we? Where were we, friends? The hat, and now we have the face and hands colored. So let's finish the hat. I did not bring a color. Oh, yes, I did. Let's see, let's do an E, I'll just do an E71 for the hair, and it's so tiny bits. I am not at all going to worry about trying to bring in any kind of additional shading or anything like that. I'm just gonna get the color down. And actually, you know, it looked fine white when I forgot it. I didn't even notice it. So it's not like it's the end of the world, right? So now I'm gonna do the hat topper, and I'm gonna start with the G09, and I'm gonna bring the darker color in here and around the top ever so carefully, which is hard right now because again, my hands are shaking. I think it's because I haven't had dinner yet. Pull the color in just a bit. I'm going to come back here where I was before and add just a little bit darker color. And then I'm going to add the GO5, which is just a shade or two lighter. Try not to get my hand in there. Blend that out, okay. And then on the pants, well, let's do the pink first because that's easier. That way I don't have the green and the pink. So we have a little bit of pink here, and we have a little bit of pink here. And a little bit of pink above the boot. The boot. And then we have, let's see, I'm gonna leave that out because I'm probably gonna put another coat on there. This is the GO5. So I'm gonna do the pants in the GO5. And I'm gonna do the top, the shirt in the GO9. And the boot in the GO9. His little, I don't know, I guess it's not a boot, it's more like a slipper, right? An elf slipper. Oh, so stinking cute. I mean, seriously. Okay, so there's that. I do want to add just a little bit more dimension to the palm. So I'm just going to dot in another layer of this RV34, and then I'm just going to add a touch of it at the very bottom of the ruff, just like that. There we go. Very cute, very cute. And then the last thing I'm going to do is just put a little bit of a grounding snow, if you will, with the BG11, just so it's not like sitting there floating in the circle, right? And I'm just scribbling it in. And if I had my colorless blender, I would probably pull that out a little bit, but I don't. So maybe I'll try a little bit of the BG10 too, which is what I had in here. Okay, oh, that's super cute. I love it. Okay, so let's grab our panel that we taped off, and I did grab a little doily. I don't know if I want to use it this time though, because it kind of covers up my sweater more. I don't know. What do you guys think? Doily? No doily? Tell me what you think. There's a doily, which is fine. There is no doily, which is also fine, and leaves room for a sentiment on the bottom. What do you think? I'm trying to use these doilies. I bought a huge pack of them, and it's like, good Lord, I don't think I'll ever use them up. All right, we're going with no doily. And where is my ink, or sorry, my glue? So I suppose you could even call this like a clean and simple card with, oh, thank you, Kim, because there's so much white space, right? Which is very unusual for me to do. I am not the queen of clean and simple, but I so love it and aspire to be that. Let's see here. So one of our sentiments is Berry Christmas and Your Berry Cool. Let's try Your Berry Cool. Let's do that, and let's see where we want it. So I've already glued this down, which was kind of a mistake. I should have waited to put my sentiment on, but I think it'll work out okay. Yeah, it's going to be just fine. We're going to put it down here in the corner. And we're just putting it right on the base of the card. So let's get that on there. With these little teeny tiny sentiments, you don't want to press too hard. I have done that so many times and blurred them. And so if you really just need to drop it on there a time or two more, and softly do it just to build the color, that's better than pressing really hard. Because look how fine the font is. You know, you just really don't need it to press really hard. You just have to just add. And oh, I think that turned out really cute. I like that. So we're going to take that off there, and we're going to take a base, a card base. Here we go. And we're going to glue it on the card base just like that. And that card will be done. Let's see, I had 2 card bases. What did I do with the other one? Here we go. So let's see here. Let's just get this one on there. I like liquid glue because it gives me just a little bit of extra wiggle time when I put things on crooked, and it's probably still going to be crooked when I stand up and look at it. But okay, so it's really cute and I really love it. The only thing I would do now that I typically do afterwards is I like to draw in the noses with the black gel pen. I like them, and the eyes sometimes. So since I've already glued everything down, I can go ahead and do that and just hope I don't bump it when I show you guys. So we have created this adorable card with the wonderful ugly sweater stencil. We created, is this the one we did? Where's the other one we did? We did the other one. Where did I put it? Oh, this guy. Here we go. Where'd it go? Here we go. We created this one, and we created that one. Let's see, and let's see, maybe I need to move this a little bit so you can see them. There we go. And a tag I put together. I just need to add the adorable, oops, I'll glue that on there, but just need to add the ribbon and the sentiment down here. I'll probably do Beary Christmas down here, and then I'll post it and share it. So thank you. I hope that I've inspired you or shared something fun with you today that you really liked, and I hope that you will play and color up some of this stuff, and I really enjoyed being with you tonight. Thank you so very much. Oops, let's put this in frame so you can see him. Scoot him in there. All right, love you, bye.